Hello, sports fans. It's me, Sportsman Z, Bob Zulke, and today I am going over some of the games from last night, and we will be doing Week 7 picks. But first, let's recap what happened this past week. I went 8-6, and on the year I am 54-38 for a 587 win percentage, so I'm getting up near 60%, but not quite there. A couple of games this past week obviously cost me. First, you had the Redskin-Dolphin game, which was, a battle of football between two non-football teams. So it was really a toss-up, and I went with the Dolphins, and it cost me. The other one of the other games that I lost was Dallas over the Jets. The Jets beat Dallas. I don't know who saw that coming. I don't think Darnold saw that coming. But anyway, it happened. The Jets beat Dallas, so that was one of my picks that I got an upset on. And then there's the Lions-Green Bay game. This is a picture of an actual ref in that game, okay? I mean, that tells you pretty much everything you need to know. So, yeah, I mean, the Lions had that game well in hand until the referees decided that there were phantom calls going left and right, illegal hands to the face twice, and pass interference or something, I don't know. So anyway, that game cost me. So those three games were pretty costly to the sportsman. But that brings us to Week 7. And the first game is the Thursday night game, and that's going to be the Chiefs and the Broncos. Same rules as last week. The smaller helmet is the one that's going to lose. And we got Chiefs over the Broncos. So right there, take that to the bank. It's not that I'm impressed with the Chiefs at all. I mean, their defense is terrible. But the Broncos are they're a mess. So now you got the next game is the Packers at home taking on the Raiders. So you can see the smaller helmet is the Raiders. I'm going with the Packers. The Packers are at home. So, the refereeing crew is going to be on hand for that one. So, yeah, good luck, Gruden. So I would definitely take the Packers in that game. Then you got the Rams and the Falcons. And the Falcons are home, but yeah, there's a smaller helmet. I'm still going to go with the Rams. And again, it's not like the Rams are impressive or anything. They've lost 3 weeks in a row, just like Dallas has. But the Falcons are no. Then you got the 49ers and against the Redskins. And the Redskins are at home. And despite that massively impressive victory by 1 point over the Dolphins, I just can't see myself going with the Redskins. So yeah, it's going to be the 49ers. The 49ers, I will say, they're undefeated, but they still aren't quite as good as they look. They're not really a truly undefeated or undefeatable team. But next week against the Redskins, yeah, they're going to win that game. So now you got the Colts against the Texans. This game is in Indianapolis, and really I think they're probably better than the Texans anyway. I did pick the Texans last week, and they won. But, it was a struggle. Next game you got is the Lions and the Vikings. And this game is in Detroit, and Detroit isn't playing with, Minnesota referees. So I think they're going to be okay. I mean, the The Lions are pretty impressive this year. A lot more impressive than I had thought coming into the season. The next game you got is Cincinnati against Jacksonville. And the Bengals are home in this game. And I am going, yes, again, with the Bengals. The Bengals, I think the last 2 weeks, maybe I've picked them to win. Definitely I did last week. And they lost. I think they lost to the Ravens. But I'm sticking with them again because really the Bengals are a better team than they look like they are. I mean, because they haven't won a game yet. So they're definitely better than that. The next game we have is the Giants and the Cardinals. This game is in New York. That new quarterback for the Giants, he seems to be working out pretty well. Kyler Murray is still kind of learning the ropes, still making mistakes. You can see, sometimes the light bulb goes on for a minute, it flickers on, but he's still learning. So I think I'm going to go with the Giants, especially at home. The next game you've got is the Bills and the Dolphins. And this game is in Buffalo. Not that, it had to be in Buffalo. It could have been on Mars, and I still would have taken the Bills. But yeah, go with the Bills in this game. They've got a great defense, and really even their offense. I mean, I watched a little of that Miami game, and that offense is terrible. I don't even know. So the next game you got is the Chargers and the Titans. The game is going to be in Tennessee. But I'm still going with the Chargers because I am. Again, I've kind of gotten burned by the Chargers on a couple of these weeks, but I still think they should be able to beat the Titans. The next one you got is the Seahawks at home against the Ravens. And I'm going to go with the Seahawks on this. The Ravens, like I said, they're not as impressive as they came out of the gates looking. And Seattle's a little better than I was giving them credit for. Although they will have you on the edge of your seat. Because I picked them to win last week, and they won something like 32-28 or something. And they had me on the edge of my seat the whole time. I was like, man, they lost this game. But no, they didn't. The next one you got, and this one may surprise a few people. The Saints and the Bears in Chicago. And I'm taking the Saints. That's right. The sportsman will tell you who he thinks is going to win. And I really have not seen that much from the Bears to convince me that they will beat the Saints. Because the Saints Bridgewater's come in and he hasn't missed a beat. They've made the game plan to match his skill set, which really I don't think Chicago has done with Trubisky, and that's if Trubisky plays. But even if Trubisky doesn't play, and it's Daniel, whatever his name is, I don't know what the guy's name is. But anyway, even if it's him, he's not going to beat the Saints. So the next game we've got is the Eagles and the Cowboys. That's right, the Eagles and the Cowboys. And this game is in Dallas, but it doesn't matter. I think I'm going to go with the Eagles. Doug Peterson, the Eagles coach, the Eagles head coach, predicted that they would that they're going to beat Dallas. Now, those are big words from a guy that just got his butt handed to him by the Vikings last week. So, I don't know if he really wants to be slinging that stuff like that around. Now, if they had manhandled the Vikings, okay, yeah, say that. But no, not if the Vikings and Kirk Cousins beat you. And then you got the last game, the Monday night game, and that is the Patriots and the Jets. The Jets will be at home in New York, but no, the Patriots are going to win that game. The Patriots would win that game if they played it 100 times. The Patriots would win 100 times. So, yeah, go with that. Like I said, I think the Patriots can probably run the table. So anyway, those are my picks for Week 7, and a little bit of analysis about what happened in Week 6 that derailed me a little bit. Although I was a lot more worried about, I was worried about doing way worse than 8-6 early on, and with some of the early returns in some of those games. Like I said, Seattle, they started off like they were losing, like they were going to lose to the Browns. The Browns, by the way, are one of the teams, obviously, as you can see, I did not mention the Browns playing, so they're one of the teams with a bye next week. And they'll definitely need it so that they can school Baker Mayfield in how to actually be a quarterback, and stop being a stuck-up, you fill in the blank. So anyway, those are my picks. Hope you liked them. Leave a comment below what you guys think of those picks. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. Remember to subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. And remember, here's my contact information if you want to contact me, and we can talk outside of leaving a comment. There's my Twitter, my Instagram, there's my email. On Facebook, I'm just Bob Zuhlke, Zuhlke. So, again, I hope you liked that video. But for right now, it's me, Sportsman Z, Bob Zuhlke, signing off.